How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst, and today we've got something very different for you. We're going to be starting our road to glory over on the Xbox, and you might be going, Analyst, we're in May, why are you doing a road to glory? We have gone ahead and picked up an Xbox for the coaching services that we do offer, and we decided that you might as well get started and crack on with our ultimate team over on here. And I did ask the Twitch chat, twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst, should I do a road to glory or should I put some points on and, draft and get a decent team to start off with? And the Twitch chat, cheers guys, yeah, no, just make sure you do a road to glory in May. And you might be sitting there thinking, I don't know what you're on about. What's a road to glory? A road to glory is where you don't put any money onto the game, really. So everything that you do, the teams that you have, are just from playing SBCs, squad battles, rivals, champs, all that sort of stuff, and all from you playing the game and not putting a single bit of dollar on, not giving EA any of your money. And that's kind of how we're going to go ahead and do this. What was I looking for then to start off with? What we're going to do today is we're going to go through, show you everything that we're doing, how we got started, how we started to get some coins under our belt. And we're also going to go through, answer some questions from the channel members here on YouTube. If you are interested in getting your questions answered in future videos, the little join button down below does have all the info on that you do need. And that's kind of what we're going to do today, along with showing you how am I getting my coins and what we actually need to do to start the road to glory, especially at this stage of the year. It's quite difficult to get things going in May, really, especially when it's a brand new account. It's not got any welcome back packs. Normally you have the welcome back to FIFA, here's 4 or 5 packs, whatever you may get. We didn't get any of them because it's a brand new account, so yeah, that made it a little bit difficult. So what did I do to start off with? Now you can do the basic SBCs where you submit like bronze card, get 150 coins. And all I was trying to do was get some coins under my belt, get rid of the players that obviously I wasn't too interested in. And then the other way to get a little bit of coins from doing those objectives and getting rewards in return, I'd be able to redeem like a match bonus. So I get like an extra 1,000 coins based on when I play a match. So for 5 games, there's 5,000 coins already, which really helps you kind of get going. So that's what I was kind of doing there. And then I would go into squad battles. My first bit of squad battles that I'd play this year. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you the squad battles. We will jump into a draft very shortly, but I don't show you the squad battles because what was I doing? I was basically going in, playing against the AI. I'd get a goal, I'd go 1-0 up, and then you can run into the opponent's box. I would do X and A and then B and A for a fake shot, and then just let go, and the AI don't tackle you. It works most of the time, and the Penthez has done a direct video on it. If you type squad battles glitch in, they'll show you how to do it. If obviously you are still needing to know how, and that's what I'd do. So I'd go 1-0 up and just sit there, carry on editing, doing whatever I'm doing, and at least then I've got that there, knowing that I'm not having to waste time playing the game, but I'm also getting match coins for it and using, the bronze, silver cards that I've got. It wasn't anything like too stressful, wasn't too hard at all to kind of get us going. So I'm gonna have a quick sip of the coffee. You have one as well if you want. What is the plan for the RTG? How are we going to move this forward? What are we going to do over the coming month or two to kind of get it going? I have been thinking about, we're still obviously going to be playing the weekend league on the PlayStation, but we also will now be playing on Xbox. And where do I want to go? What do I want to do? It depends on how much of a good team we can get and what I'm expecting for the first few weekend leagues. To kind of get to a decent team, Xbox is a lot cheaper than PS4 in terms of, how much players cost on the market. Xbox does have less of a player base, so the players are cheaper. So I could get a pretty good team for 1 mil to 2 mil, really. A team which can probably compete, especially at Team of the Season. There's some fantastic Team of the Season cards out there that are really cheap and don't cost a lot of coins. So I could look at trying to, pick some of them up as well and having an influence on that. So once I've kind of got, a bit of a foundation going, my plan is to kind of get to, you'll see us going to some drafts in a little bit. What I did to kind of get myself going and making a little bit of coins, I did do a video last week now on the bronze pack method. We do touch on that here. I do start doing that. And the reason why is that I open a pack for 400 coins. I was selling everything on as much as I possibly could, apart from the kits, balls, staff, that sort of stuff. And just trying to make money that way. And that kind of kickstarters. My plan was, which again, you'll see shortly, was to get to 15,000 coins and then enter a draft. Now, at this stage of the game, that's very risky to do because unless you pack something something, you know, proper massive. A lot of the base cards, you know, the 83s, the 84s don't sell for a massive amount. So it's actually quite difficult to make your coins back at this stage of the year doing the drafts unless you get a very good pull. So that's what I'll go ahead and do, and we'll jump into the draft gameplay in just a second. So how am I going to make a team? My plan is to get to 100,000 coins and build a team with that. And then we're going to jump into some rivals, get qualified for Weekend League. This weekend coming up, I will play the 60 games again and get going on the Road to Glory, and then obviously over on the PlayStation as well. So what I kind of want you guys to have your input on is, do you want the FUT Champs highlights specifically just from the Road to Glory, or do you want them from both weekends as well? I mean, I imagine it would just be the Road to Glory, unless I have like a 29, a 30, and 0 finish, obviously on the main account on the PS4, because that's going to be a little bit different. So my predictions for the first Weekend League, where are we expecting to finish? If we go ahead and get a 100k team and get qualified for the what are you going to say, for champs this weekend, where do I want to finish? I think if I can get a 100k team under my belt, I think a gold 1 finish would be very respectable, okay? And you might go, yeah, but Analyst, you're an elite player. How can you finish gold 1? The teams that I will be coming up against at this stage of the game, you know, the reds that people get, EA messing up the reds and giving people double from gold 2 and above, that makes it much more difficult, in my honest opinion, and makes it a lot harder to kind of, you know, have a very solid finish in the Weekend League. As you can see, like, you know, look how many coins we just accrue from just selling on some of those cards that we have there, which is just very easy and very simple to do. And then we just go ahead and jump back into squad battles matches and just kind of get them through, which just makes it really, really nice and easy just to get the coins down on there. So I think a gold 1 finish, you know, 20 and 10 would be phenomenal, especially when I am playing the 60 games of Weekend League. You know, it is hard to get the results when you are playing 30 games alone, but when you're playing 60, that makes it much, much harder to kind of go ahead and do that. So what are my plans for the Road to Glory, and where do I want to go? What do I want to do over, you know, the next month or two? If we could get a 27 plus finish on Xbox with a fairly, you know, it's not going to be an insane team, but then again, saying that, as I said, they're not that expensive coin teams nowadays on Xbox. So a 27 would be really, really good in my honest opinion, but Xbox, a 29 does actually get you closer to getting top 100. On PS4, you've got to hit a 30 and 0, and even that doesn't guarantee you. So that's going to be an interesting one, but we'll see how we get onto that. What I'm going to do now, as we'll discuss some more in a little bit, I'm going to talk to you about some of the questions that were left from our channel members here on the YouTube channel, just as we carry on going through, and we'll jump into some draft gameplay as well in just a second. So David has asked me, what's your genuine opinion on right stick switching? Whilst necessarily I feel it's inconsistent, unreliable, and would benefit from a third option. Currently, whether it's ball or play relative, the center point is constantly moving, thus the algorithm's angles are constantly changing at times and struggles to keep up. I feel if they added an option to make the center circle the focal point, then if it was 12 o'clock, it would always be 12. This would then remove the constant changing of angles and make it far easier and more reliable to switch to the desired player. Thoughts on this? In a way, yes, I understand what he's saying. So what David is saying there is, for right stick switching, you know how at the minute, if you have it on ball or play relative, it's based on where the ball or the player is. He's saying, could you have the right stick switch based on where the center circle is, which could make it, you know, it's always the same. You know, so if you wanted to change to the right back, who's at 2 o'clock, it's always going to be 2 o'clock. While it's based on where the ball is or the player is, it could be a different switch, which I think that could overcomplicate things, because you have to have that focal point of the ball or the player, because the center circle, well, if you're saying, say, top right to go to the right back, well, there's going to be someone in the way that means that he would then go to the right centre mid, and then you have to go up and up and up. Whereas if you were controlling someone else, then it may get there. It is a nice little theory that you say. For me, the way switching, not necessarily right stick, but switching could be better. It would be very difficult to execute because there'd be so much going on screen. But the only method I've seen that makes me go, that's probably a good little way, is putting, like, so say if you hold L2 or R1 or L1, whatever you want it to be, and put in left back, L2 and A, L2 and X, left centre back, L2 and square, L2 and triangle for the next one, L2 and circle for the right back, and then L1 just for the guy closest to the ball, and then maybe L1 and R1 for the, you know, the next close, however they want to do it. And you don't necessarily need to worry so much, mate. And then you could have the normal switching for like your attackers. So maybe your defensive line could just have that sort of L2X circle triangle, because, you know, you normally have 4 at the back. that could be an option way around it. And then you know, if I do L2 and square, this is going to change to said player. If I do L2 and circle, it will always be the right back or whatever it is. You could possibly do that, but then obviously your only worry there is, well, if you do it as L2 and circle, well, how do you then tackle? So there is, fundamental issues there. I don't know how EA do get it right. I do wish switching was a little bit better and a little bit more reliable, because yes, it is something that separates the best from the rest at the minute. It's not reliable enough for the best of the players, let alone just your average FIFA player. So I understand your frustration with it, David. I would say keep sticking with it. My method obviously is using the clock analogy and then also practicing as much as you possibly can. You can use it against the AI. You can play against a friend, keep giving them the ball back and literally just keep repeat, right stick switching, keep giving them the ball back to get that practice in. As what was that finish from Griezmann there? That's kind of my little method on right stick switching. As I said, yes, it is very much problem. We would like it fixed. It's just not quite there yet, and I don't honestly know how they can fix it without any issues. Another quick sip of coffee as we look at the next team. Look at that headline and Neymar. Beauty of a card. Thank you for the question though, David. I do appreciate it, and thank you for supporting the YouTube channel, mate. Tom has asked, my main issue is finishing. I've watched all the videos and tried to copy what you're on about, but I still can't seem to put the ball in the net as much as I should do. I've had eyes fixed on the goal and not the angle, but any tips of trying to get used to finding the right angle will help. So, Tom, thank you very much for the question, and once again, thank you for supporting the YouTube channel, my man. I'm going to be doing a video. You'll be seeing this video Wednesday morning, Tuesday morning, and you'll be seeing a video on Tuesday evening related all around finishing, okay? So that should probably help. And what we're going to be doing is looking at all goals I score throughout the weekend league to get an idea of how many times I near post finish, how many times do I finesse, and just kind of getting that sort of idea. Now, for getting the right angle, honestly, the best way for me to find the right angle is adding in a simple ball roll. When you get in towards the box and you think, I'm kind of facing the corner flag, I want to get centre onto the goal now, how do I do that? That ball roll is probably the easiest and most efficient way to do so. As we do lose our first draft to a very, very good guy, actually. I wasn't bothered about losing that draft final because the guy was a very good player, and you can't say no, you can't argue when you lose to a quality opponent. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with finishing. Near post is what we want to be looking for. If you are facing the wrong way, add in that simple ball roll in, or if you think the ball roll is going to get defended, use a drag back to get back and look for the opposite side of things. What I can highly recommend doing is when you have a chance, you mess it up, go to the game highlights, see if it was there, have a look back on it yourself and go, what could I have done differently? How could I have put that ball in the back of the net? And having that kind of analysis and looking back at what you could have done differently over time, what you'll start to notice is, I make this mistake all the time. How I improved as a FIFA player was watching back my gameplay. If you're not doing that, Tom, I'd highly recommend doing so. And obviously, like you said, just carry on watching the videos, carry on seeing if you can pick up on anything new. There's anything that you kind of think you need to add into your game. But yeah, definitely that near post 2 to 2.5 bars of power, honestly, most of the time is going to be your best friend. As we jump into another draft, we did make a lot more coins, so we started to get higher up. What I did start doing actually was sniping Tadic from Ajax for, I was picking him up for about 3,400, 3,500, selling him on for like 4,000 coins. Not a massive amount of profit, but that was something that I started to do, and you could pick him up quite commonly for that. I did that in one night, all right? I don't know if that method still works, just that Tadic, for example. The reason why it might not is because he might have been a bit higher then because of SBCs, and then he might go down. Obviously, depends on the supply onto the market as well. So, but that was what I was doing. And then also squad fitnesses. I was trying to snipe them for 650 coins. And what that was doing was giving me a few hundred coins profit each time. I could sell them on for 850 for a guaranteed sale. If I wanted to wait until the weekend league, I could have, and I probably could have made 1,000, selling for 1,000. Instead, I was selling them for the 850, a few hundred coins profit each time. And I was just doing that over and over again. And that was how we started to build up our coins, carry on doing the bronze pack method. I haven't showed all of you that, along with all the squad battles games as well, because quite honestly, you don't really need to see it, in my honest opinion. We want to just see the main drafts that we're doing, how we're getting, getting on in the drafts, and how we're making coins from that as well. And obviously selling out everything on from the drafts. I have played, I think we're in our 3rd or 4th draft now. So we're getting there. We're getting close to the 100k mark, and that's when I'm going to buy a team, all right? As soon as we hit that 100k mark, I'm going to buy a team. I'm going to use the single fitnesses from the bronze packs that we're doing to, keep the squad fitnesses up. I'm kind of just considering, right, this is one thing I was thinking about. Should I give up my rivals, my placement games, and just get qualified, get into division rivals? I'll get division 9 or something, and then make my way up. I don't know, because those 5 placement games don't actually count towards champs points. And obviously, if whatever division we get into, we need to get our champs points. And when you're in the lower divisions, you only get I think it's 20 points per champ win, or 80, or you can go up to 80. I think, being in Division 1, I think it's 250 champ points per win, or 500. No, it's 500, I think, which that means I play 4 games and I get the 2,000 champs points. I win them. While it's obviously for us in the lower divisions, it's a lot harder and takes a lot longer to qualify. So I feel for you guys that are kind of on that. And then just another question from Eds. He said, have you noticed any difference between Xbox and PS4? As I have a little burp, excuse me, sorry, it's that coffee, isn't it? I had a bit of fish tonight as well, so obviously. So the difference between Xbox One and PS4. Now, when I first jumped on, I used to play Xbox last year, by the way. It's not that I've never played Xbox, I have. I actually prefer Xbox as a console. I just had the PS4, and that was kind of, I didn't have the Xbox at the time, and that's why we played on PS4 this year. The gameplay, to me, feels better on the Xbox. The player base is smaller. The players are better. PS4 has a bigger player base. What does that mean? It means you have more chance of matching an average Joe. Xbox, you have more chance of matching a high quality opponent, because you grab 1 million people and you all search. There's a smaller player base. You grab 10 million people, you've got less chance of matching, those top, 5,000 players or whatever. It's not that much of a difference, but there's just an example for you. So yes, there is a difference. Xbox is harder, but the general player base as a whole, it's not because your Gold 2 player is any different to your Gold 2 player on PlayStation or Xbox. They're both the same. It's just that you have more chance of matching someone good. Does that make sense? That's the kind of difference that I've noticed. Other than that, gameplay feels a little bit cleaner to me. I prefer the pad. I mean, the pad is like an actual man's pad. It fits your hand quite nicely. Everything's natural, so I prefer that. And I'm looking forward to playing on it, and especially because the UK competitive pro scene, the majority of guys are on Xbox. So that gives me a bit more of an advantage to get some friendlies and all that sort of thing as well. So that's kind of my answers on there. Guys, I am going to call it there for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. A bit more of a laid back sort of just conversation with you, really. You guys let me know what you think we should be doing with the Road to Glory. You can get involved in helping building some team. If you want to see this kind of live, you can over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please do let me know what you thought down in the comment sections below. I always do appreciate your feedback. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.